crypto is a lousy investment.
My predecessor. Oh, God, I miss it.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. I should have done this earlier. Welcome to Cross Examinations Live. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. I am here to tell you the good news. Jesus is coming. Look busy. What's going on today? Well, I can share my screen here. Just for those of you who don't have Market Cipher. Look at that wonderful, wonderful line for Ethereum. Just going. Look at the money flow. It's going. Bitcoin broke out of this ascending channel and is going. Are we out of the woods? I guess we'll find out. We will find out.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
I don't know what that had to do with anything, but it was there. Unrelated comment says, Apologetic American, I gave your channel and Twitter links to that debate channel, Politically Provoked. I believe they will reach out to you soon to see if you want to appear for any topics. All right, that would be fun. I do enjoy the debates. You know, you're stepping all over Aaron Kahn, the Hangover edition, right? Am I? My deepest, most sincerely felt apologies to my friend Aaron Lopresti. But God comes first. Aaron. Dang it, I should have been ready for that. I need these in some better order. Anyways.
And the siege was broken.
Let's get on with the show. I was just talking to my friend Joe Benitez on Facebook. He posted this. How to survive the global heat wave. I love Joe, but he's constantly posting stuff that is just stupid. Stay hydrated. Treat yourself to an ice cream. Dismantle the fossil fuel industry, which is literally burning the planet for the short-term profits of a vanishingly small capital class. Loose-fitting clothing. To wit, I retorted, the road to a devastated planet is paved with good intentions. How many mountains do you think we'll have to dig up in order to turn every car on Earth into an electric vehicle? Keep in mind, the batteries only last 10 years and cost over $5,000 to replace. So, it is a very lucrative business to get into. The vast destruction of land to dig up tiny pieces of lithium and cobalt. But if we forever change all the cars and trucks and trains into electric vehicles run on these batteries, we will constantly need to be digging up new resources for these finite elements. Oil is not finite. Oil can be produced. Oil, believe it or not, can be recycled from waste plastic. Oh, and 95% of these electric vehicles are getting their electricity from coal. Dang, environmentalists do zero research into what they're expecting will save the planet. Is it because they're such dummies? It's because they're dummies. Look, their hearts are in the right place. Everybody loves a clean environment. Nobody wants a devastated, dirty, filthy environment. Nobody wants to live in a bad environment. But somehow the environmentalists have convinced certain people that people on the right do want to live in a dirty environment. They stupid. That's right, Jay. They stupid. They so stupid. But it's a fact. Okay. Okay, I can't talk about that. I have some insider information on on some lithium mining that's about to take place someplace. And I cannot share it with you. I don't think I can. I know somebody who actually works at one of these electric geothermal plants, and they've found considerable amounts of lithium and cobalt coming up through their mining. And so the company that owns the plant is looking to mine that area, which is just gonna, it's gonna dig. Look, I don't care. Dig up that mountain. The thing is, whatever lithium and cobalt they find there, there's going to be a finite amount. This is like the gold rush. Lithium, cobalt, these are like gold, like silver. There is a finite amount. But you know what? We don't need 200, 300, 400 pounds worth of silver in every car to run it for 10 years. How many cars are there? Let's do some math here. Just some math. How much does a Tesla car battery weigh? 1,200 pounds. 1,200 pounds. So let's say that's lithium. That's lithium. So let's say it's 20. How much? How much of a Tesla car battery is lithium? A building with a single EV, electric vehicle. 22 pounds of that. Okay, 22 pounds of that battery is lithium. How much for 1 pound of lithium? Ton of purified element, or a far greater tonnage, a better typical pounds. All right, hold on. Shoot. How much do you get from a ton? It looks like extract machine wear out, material cost of clean tech. Solar, wind, geothermal, blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay, I can't even, this is a very, very long article. Lithium brines typically contain less than 0.1% lithium. So that entails some 25,000 pounds of brines to get 25 pounds of pure lithium. Cobalt requires nearly 38,000 pounds. Nickel, 6,000. Graphite, 1,000. Copper, 25,000. So all these things to make, essentially to make a 1,200 pound battery, if you add all these things together, let's say it wouldn't be 1,000x because nickel and graphite take considerably less. So let's just kind of cut it in half. Let's call it 500x. Right, 25,000 to get 25 pounds. Yeah, that's 1,000x. So it's 1,000x for the lithium. It's 1,000x for the copper. It's more than 1,000x for the cobalt, and then the graphite. Let's cut it in half. So 500x for every pound. You'd need 5,000 pounds of ore. 25 pounds. This math is just insane. And mining from lithium-bearing ore is even more energy intensive. Yeah, my point being, these batteries, first of all, they cannot be recycled. I mean, I'm sure you might be able to get the copper out of it. But that's one of the things they're having problems with is what do we do with these batteries when they're exploited, right? But they only last 10 years. You want to replace how many cars are there in the world? How many cars? They want to replace every car on the planet with an electric vehicle. How many cars are in the world? 1.42 billion cars. Okay, let's extrapolate. 1.42 billion cars multiplied. Well, by the time they get this done, it's probably going to be closer to 1.5 billion. So 1.5 billion cars operating worldwide today. 500x. So that'd be 500. No. I forgot. It's 1,200 pounds. So, holy cow. Can you even imagine the mountains? And keep in mind, this isn't a one-time deal. Every 10 years, these batteries have to be replaced. We would be in a constant state of seeking out lithium and cobalt and copper and all of this stuff on a level heretofore unseen on planet Earth in order to fulfill the dream of everyone having an electric car. And, you know, they're all still going to run on coal. So what's the point? What's the point? These people are so... They don't care. I don't know. They do care. They care so much they don't think. I don't know. It's... Dark Admiral says they don't want us to have freedom of movement. Another reason they're pushing public transportation. They're also trying to push the cities into the suburbs. That's another thing they're trying to do. We literally can't do it unless we are mining the stars. Yeah, and then what happens if like we've milked planet Earth of all the lithium so that we don't have to use oil for our cars? And then suddenly there is some desperate need for lithium that we can no longer fulfill because we've used it all because we don't want to use oil. What if lithium, like say we're trying to build something on Mars, right? We're getting to the point where this is a reality, right? In 50 years' time, what if we mined all the lithium off the planet and we're like, okay, we're really, really going to need some lithium because there's none on Mars. And we're going to need it for, and cobalt, mind you, for space travel to reach our colony on Mars. We require lithium. And like, oh, we're all out of lithium. And then, so our colony on Mars, I know, I'm thinking like I should do this as a story. So our colony on Mars is left there, abandoned by Earth because we didn't want to use oil. Anyways, recycling is only half the issue. You have to reconstitute the materials. Yes, recycling, Jeff Potts. This is another little secret of the environmentalists. It actually requires more energy. It is less energy efficient to recycle than it is to mine for new materials. In fact, there's a thing going around. My brother's girlfriend was talking about when she was visiting. She's like, I heard they were running out of sand to make glass. And I'm like, excuse me. We were at the beach at the time. I'm like, excuse me. Hold on a second. Can you make glass of the sand in the Sahara Desert? Yes, glass can be made from desert sand. This is the kind of stuff that goes around the circles in the left wing. She's a leftist. In the left wing world. Let's see. Sahara Desert map. I would just like to point out that the 25% of the largest continent on planet Earth can be made into glass. But the environmentalists apparently are apparently circulating a rumor that we're running out of sand. Oh, and she believed it. Oh, she believed it. Oh, no, you can't use the Sahara. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Glass in the Mideast? Based. Yeah. In a way, she's right. Glass is generally made from high purity silica sand. Sands have different mineral concentrations. So you get a lower quality glass in the Sahara using Sahara desert sand. But we're not running out of sand, Edwin. Just trust me on this. Today's garbage dumps are tomorrow's recycling centers. Absolutely. I'm telling you, you know what? I'm going to find this video because it is, YouTube.com. This drives me ab bananas. Making oil from trash. Disgusting recycled oil and sewage is used to cook Chinese street food. Not what I was looking for. How waste plastic is converted into fuel. Okay, I haven't seen this one, but it looks good.
And durable. And as a result, levels of plastic production by humans are high. However, the chemical structure of most plastics renders them too resistant to many.
I haven't seen this video. Wait.
And as a result,
Biomass, pyrolysis, waste oil to fuel. Okay, anyways. Let's see. I saw this
in this video. I will
forever ago.
Pyrolysis reaction
But look.
pyrolytically turns plastic waste into combustible gases and pyrolysis oil. This oil.
Okay, this is just a basic thing. There was, I don't want to waste time. Is this it? Turning your trash into fuel. Is this the one? This is not it. I don't know where this video went. Trash fuel. Is this it? PBS Tara? I could just tell you what's happened here. So there's this dump, right? I think this might be it. This is all just dump. I think this might be it. No, this isn't the one. Oh, yeah, maybe it is. So there's they take through this process. What's it called? Pyrolysis or something like that. They take all the plastics and they throw it in this thing. They boil it, and it breaks down the plastic back into gas, and then the gas is formed. It's put into a giant chamber, and then because different gases have different weights. Then as it's constantly filled, then they can extract the particular gas. They can get the kerosene, they can get the gasoline, they can get the diesel, they can get all the different gases they can extract from the plastics, and they use the natural gas to fuel the fire that's burning. So it fuels itself to constant. All you have to do is keep putting plastic into it, and it keeps creating new gas. Well, not new gas, recycled. Basically, it's recycling the oil from the plastics because plastic is made out of oil. And I saw this years ago. It has to be well over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And I'm like, why aren't they doing this everywhere? And then what's really funny is I saw there's a little Japanese dude making oil from trash. Japan. Is this the guy? Then this dude in Japan, it's always Japan, right? He takes that chemical process and he makes a he makes a kitchen countertop version of it. Oh, Japan. I love it's my people. My people are like, take this giant thing that's like, oh, I'm just gonna turn all of this stuff into gas on my countertop. Because why not? Why not? Anyways, we don't have to. Here, let me mute that. I'll just play it if you guys want to see it. But my point. We've got a gazillion bazillion tons of plastic already that we can, leave it to the Asians. Orientals, Jay, please. Thank you. I want the portable version of that to power automobiles. Then I can take out the trash and fill up my wife's car at the same time. A honey-do double play. Well, there you go. There you go. Contact this guy and get yourself a copy. There it is. Look at that. It's making gasoline, diesel, and kerosene out of your waste plastic. How rad is that? How? And nobody, very few people. I'm going to say, I bet you Edwin probably knew about this. Edwin, you knew about this stuff, right? DJ says, it surprises me just how much Edwin knows. Gasification occurs 45 minutes after every stream Mike eats. That's not nice, P-Money. That's not nice at all. I'm going to break your arms. All right, so anyways, there you go. Converting plastic into oil. You should show this to every time you get in an argument with an environmentalist. Be like, I love plastic. It's the future fuel of the world. 3 fuels at once. I must have this. Get a hold of the guy. Here, I'll put the link in the chat to that video if you want to try to track that guy down. Please do. Environmental lobbyists can't keep getting money if people actually know all this stuff. It's true. It's true. Like I said, oh my gosh. That garbage dump sized one I was talking about, they were throwing tires in. That's how big their vats were. You saw that little bitty thing and it was creating, a cup of kerosene and a cup of gasoline because he was, putting in styrofoam cups and all that. Dude, they were chucking tires, big old monster truck tires and stuff into this gigantic version of that machine, cranking out tons and tons of kerosene, gasoline, whatever. Maybe they are counting on the vaccine side effects to reduce the need for public transports. Oh, electrified hearses. Electrify the hearses. Oh, harsh. Dark. Harsh and dark, yes. But time kept. Okay. If anybody's watching Loki, I made this stupid point. I made a rather silly point on Facebook about Loki. It's not terribly important. It's time kept is time wasted here. If you're watching it, if not, spoilers. I said that I would like to point out that if the Timekeeper's story is true and there is only one timeline, that all Loki variants would actually have to be Tom Hiddleston, as he is Loki of the official timeline. All variants would branch off that unique timeline. You have failed to abide the rules of your own making. However, we have learned in the latest episode that the Timekeepers are actually lying, and so none of their story can be actually trusted. It seems like such an unimportant thing. It seems like talking about the recycling of plastic seems like a much more important thing, but that was just now I have my what do you call it? My thumbnail for this I had to mention the Loki thing because the thumbnail it was what I was talking about before I did this video, but then I started doing that other thing, and that was so much more interesting to me. That you can recycle all these plastics. You don't need to dig up the entire planet. If you want to dig stuff up, let's dig up the plastics that are in our landfills, and we can use those to power the future. How's that sound? I stopped after episode 1. The show sucks. Actually, I thought episode 1 was the best episode. Yeah, I liked episode 1. It was slow. You canceled after they canceled Genie. I tried to, but I couldn't figure out how. None of my stuff would lead me to where I was signed up for Disney. It was really weird. All right, talking about your tomato plants. Hope that's not a euphemism. All right, Arnold says Prince George's County, Maryland, harnesses the methane from the landfills to power all the municipal buildings. New Jersey incinerates their trash to create electricity. There's so many different ways to use trash. Yeah, I feel like just burning plastic, though, isn't ideal. It's like just burning plastic isn't maximizing. No, I grant you, you're not like... maybe they're not burning the plastic. Maybe they're recycling. They separate the recycling. But that's one thing they should do. They should separate all the plastics, and they should shove them in one of these machines or one of these processors and extract the maximum value from that plastic. If Japan had been an entire continent instead of an island, they'd own the world by now. Yeah, if Japan... Well, I mean, the Mongols did own the world for a while. Yes.
My college orientation is
Thursday? Okay.
We still have to figure out the payment too.
We could talk about that when I'm not streaming. David Williams just sent me something. There's no free lunch and no free power. True. Oh, what's he saying? The paradox is that an order of magnitude more environmental damage will be caused digging up the lithium and cobalt to convert automobiles to electric. Yeah, I mean, that was my whole point at the beginning of this. And the problem is that it's an ongoing concern. You can't just dig up 1.5 billion cars worth of cobalt and lithium and then we're done because they expire after 10 years. Well, I don't want to say expire. You can run one of those batteries for about 200,000 miles, which for the average driver is about 10 years. So every 10 years, you need another, what's 1.5 billion times 1,200 pounds? Well, no, let's call it 50 pounds worth of cobalt and lithium. I don't want to do the math. That's a lot. Actually, 50 times 1.5 billion is not the best. It's like 2.25 billion pounds times 1,000 pounds. So 2.25 trillion tons of ore must be extracted every 10 years just for maintenance on the batteries of the number of cars we have in the world today. 2.25 trillion tons. How much does Mount Everest weigh? 2.25 trillion pounds. So we'd have, if Mount Everest, the largest mountain on Earth, was completely made out of lithium and cobalt ore, 2.2, we'd run through it in about 150 years. But hey, 150 years, that's a long time. but it's not Mount Everest. It's sounds sustainable. Yeah, totally. That's assuming that we don't go up from the 1.5 billion, and that's just cars, mind you. They would still also need, like tractors and whatever. Are they going to run tractors on? They want to turn everything electric. They want to rid the world of gasoline. They do not want a future that is Mad Max. They don't actually care about the environment. It's all about power and control. The people at the top, I agree with you, but there are well-intentioned, people paving the road to hell, who are environmentalists. Australian journalist alleges Chinese government docs admit concern over viruses escaping lab. All right, we can't get into that. We've got to find our way back to the Bible. King James? Why do I not have it on here? Oh, there it is. I'll find it. Righty, row. Oh shoot, that's First Chronicles. No, we were in 2 Samuel, chapter 12, right? No, not 2 Samuel. Why do I so suck at keeping track of what the heck chapter I'm on? All right. No, wait. No, not that one. This one. Yesterday was... Yeah. 2 Samuel chapter 10. Now we're on 2 Samuel chapter 11. All right. Wait, yesterday was 10. Right? Yesterday was 10. Yeah. All right. Today is 11. Later, Dark Admiral. Adding to the stream, 2 Samuel chapter 11. Na. Dang, Mike pulls out the Bible, everyone takes off. I know. Terrible. Look, we're down to 7 people. It's a holy number. It's the holy number. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten in a tree. Find our way back to the Bible. Always good advice. True. It's just us here, ladies and gentlemen. Although one of us is me. So let me close that channel out and see what happens. See if we drop down to 6. Oh, no, we went up to 8. Not sure how that happened, but let us read 2 Samuel chapter 11. And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle. That means like springtime. These guys didn't really fight during the winter. At least if that's the same as it was. Same as it was in like Europe. I know Europe, it's like they didn't tend to fight in the winter back. Anyways, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, Is it not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her. And she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness. And she returned unto her house. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I'm late. She said, I am with child. And David sent to Joab, saying, Send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered. And David said to Uriah, Go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. That sounds delicious, a mess of meat. I could use a mess of meat right now. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to his house. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down to his house, David said unto Uriah, Camest thou not from thy journey then? Why then didst thou not go into thine house? And Uriah said unto David, The ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing. The best laid plans of mice and men. And David said unto Uriah, Tarry here to this day also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and tomorrow. Sorry. That's how you pronounce it. Jerusalem. Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And even he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his lord, but went not down to his house. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab, and sent it by the very hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter, saying, Set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned... I just want to point out, this is freaking Joab again. I mean, come on. I know it's the king, but you get a letter like that, and you're like, bro, this is one of your boys, Uriah. He's like, captain of your mighty men band. But Joab's kind of a piece of work. So, and it came to pass when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah to a place where he knew that valiant men were. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also. So this little shenanigan of David's didn't just kill Uriah, it cost the lives of some of David's good fighting men. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messenger, saying, When thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king, and if so be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, Wherefore approached ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight? Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall? Who smote Abimelech the son of Jerubasheth? Did not a woman cast a piece of a millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in Thebez? Why went ye nigh the wall? Then say thou, Thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Oh yeah, right. I forgot my plan to murder Uriah. So the messenger went and came and showed David all that Joab had sent him for. And the messenger said unto David, Surely the men prevailed against us, and came out unto us into the field, and we were upon them, even unto the entering of the gate. And the shooters shot from off the wall upon thy servants, and some of the king's servants be dead, and thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Then David said unto the messenger, Thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not this thing displease thee, for the sword devoureth one as well as another. Nice excuse, David. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah her husband was dead, she mourned for her husband. Well, yeah, you'd think. I mean, she did just cheat on him, but what do you think? Do you think Bathsheba was... I mean, he's the king. Was it consensual? I mean, he's the king. And he's doing the adultery thing. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know. Leave a comment in the comment section below what your opinion is on the situation between Bathsheba and David. I believe David to be the more culpable one, as he is the king. Therefore, he kind of #MeToo. He #MeToo'd Bathsheba, but it does not. I don't recall it saying that she went entirely willingly, but at the same time, he's the king. So what are you gonna do? Anyways, and when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her into his house, and she became his wife, and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord. No kidding. I think so. He's the king. I think she was afraid to say no, though I doubt she spoke up either, but who knows? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Shots Fired Gaming says, sounds like Uriah was no simp. Correctamundo. Did women have the right to say no to the king? That's a question, Arlene. It's not like some random dude in a field. There's in the scripture, in the Leviticus, there's a way to know if a woman went willingly or unwillingly, because if she didn't scream and try to stop the guy, that was willing, and they were both to be put to death. However, if she did scream, if she was heard screaming, then only the rapist would be put to death. But if she wasn't screaming, she wasn't fighting. If she wasn't fighting, she knew the law, not saying Bathsheba. But she, in Leviticus, if you committed adultery, you would be put to death, right? Man or woman. And if you're the woman, obviously, the man can overpower the woman. I mean, yeah, you could knock her out and then whatever, but there'd probably be evidence of that. But if you're a woman and you know the law and you know that this dude's raping you, and you scream for your bloody life, because you know that if you don't, that's a death sentence. So rape was a very clear thing back then. It wasn't, well, I didn't say yes, but I didn't say no. But because I didn't say yes, it was a no. But I let him anyways. But I didn't say yes. So he raped me. Send him to jail. No. And not to make light of anybody who's been raped, but if you're being raped and you're not doing everything you can to not be raped, you're not being raped. You're being willing. I know it may not seem like it's that cut and dry, but it's very easy to tell if someone is willing or unwilling. And if they're not fighting you, I mean, unless well, there's a way to make it so they don't fight you very much. But no, that's a different story. That's being drugged. That's totally different thing. All right. James Hayes says, hey, Mike, everyone, I hope you're doing good and feeling well. And Mike, the guy that dared call you a fake Christian, a bad YouTuber, and an indebted ingrate, he and go X himself You solid dude. Oh, I blocked that guy. Anybody who comes at me like that on Twitter, I'm like, okay, no pearls for you, swine. Block. I'm just blocking people who are coming at me like that. I don't have the time and energy to try to convince something they're brainwashed about. Careful, you'll summon the ghost of Brian Shearer with that impersonation. Yeah. Yeah, I see this live stream being taken down. Let's hope not. David put something in the Jello pudding pop to make her docile. Yeah, David and Bill. You know, David, you should have slipped something into Uriah's drink. Mixed it with a little ecstasy. Getting Uriah to lay with his wife was like trying to get two pandas to me. Did you know that up until about 70 years ago, the panda was viewed, and if you know what, if you watch my channel, you know this because I've talked about it before. The panda was considered like Bigfoot is considered here. It was something that had never been photographed, like legitimately. It had never been captured. It had only been rumored. And it was like this legendary creature of the jungle that nobody had. And then like around 70, 75 years ago or something like that, might have been longer now, somebody finally caught one. And then they figured out where they are. And yeah, now they're no longer the Bigfoot of China. This is something that Hunter should have taken to heart. You know, Hunter has worse issues than David. There's I've seen photographs. I know there's video. I don't want to watch the video. I'm not interested. I didn't even want to see the photographs. But the photographs were at least blocked out in certain parts. Hunter is a pedophile. Legitimate pedophile. And you know how you make a pedophile, right? Pedophilia doesn't just pop into somebody's head and they're like, that's a good idea. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. And now we have Panda Express. That's right. 70 years from now, we will have Bigfoot Express. Or maybe they'll have Bigfoot Express in China. I don't think they have Panda Express in China. All right. You know what? I think that's good for today. Thank you all for being here. We're going to cut it a little bit short. I'm going to try to get some stuff done. I'm working on redeveloping my previous online card game that I created a game doc for like 15 years ago. I did this game doc. And then I turned it into a board game, my Pangea board game, which it's funny. It started out as a board game, which was called Shades of Vermilion, like 20 odd years ago. We had the idea, me and a friend of mine, to turn it into a online card game. So I converted Shades of Vermilion into an online card game with different aspects, game docked it, and then I took that about 5 or 6 years ago, and I turned it into Pangea, which was once again a board game based off of Shades of Vermilion, based off of the Pangea card game. Turned that into a board game that we used to play test with the kids. It was really fun. It's in that box right there, but I don't think I have all the cards anymore. And anyways, from there, now I'm working on an NFT project, and I want to reconvert the card game back into an NFT card game that is an expandable type of a thing. So Mike isn't dancing on the line of Mike isn't dancing of the line of being pulled. He's breakdancing all over. He's just taking after his father. This is true. That's what I'm saying. That's how you make a pedophile. Pedophiles beget pedophiles. Did you know that the potato in the White House's daughter has a diary that is actually been made? I don't even know how they got this from her, but it's her diary. And she talks about her father and her taking inappropriate showers together. Yeah. Eden was very, very young when I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done giving you a bath. All right. Next up, the Netflix adaptation of we've got ew, and we've got ew. Yes, very ew, very, very ew. I actually have the diary on my phone. I downloaded the PDF and I started reading it, and Eden's like, "Why are you reading that? That's somebody else's private thing." And I'm like, "Because she took inappropriate showers with her dad." I should probably delete it off my phone. The FBI is probably going to come after my phone. Yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about at this point? Oh, my game. Yeah. So I may or may not be working on that today. Otherwise, I do have other stuff I need to take care of. Still waiting for the parts for my dryer to get in so I can fix that. But they're not here today, so so yeah. Oh, and if you didn't get the notification, I finished the colors on that. Where did I put it? Here, let me show you. I did the final colors. Oops. Let me do this over here. I did the final colors. What do you think? What do you guys think? This is the back cover. The back cover. And it'll be on the back of Kelsey's and Elliot's covers for Monster Hunt 2. I did that on the iPad. I think I'm getting better at coloring. Still not perfect. I still got some things to learn, but I'm learning. I'm getting there. I'd buy one. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. One and all. And I have the original art for this cover. I'll have to figure out if I could put that on the campaign, or I could just put that. I want that as a poster. Oh, Mike, you could actually sell that. Godspeed. Amen. You want it as a poster? I might be able to do that. Make that available as a poster. I could make it as... Dude, that would make a sick metal print. Maybe I should do a series of metal prints. Meh. Wait, was that yes on the poster or the metal print? I think the colors would just really bounce on metal. Lone Star looks very purple. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that because I did a 10% purple overlay, which kind of pumped up the purple that was already there. It was intended to be more blue, but I might go in and tweak that. If you think it's bad, I think actually it still kind of looks good. But anyways, both, but metal would be sweet. Yes, it's the royal color. I don't know. Tell me in the comments section, because I'm about to end the show, what you think I should do about the purple. Should it be less purple, more blue? I could do that. It would only take me about 10 minutes. But hear me out. Microsoft Paint is still free. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Link for this is not in the description. Hold on. Here. Link for this is in the chat. If you want it. If you want it. There it is. Go and get it. Do. But it may not last. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Leave a comment in the comment section after this is done, please. Let's see if we can get some algorithmic stuff going for this channel and spread the gospel. Jesus loves you, And so do I.